Okay, guys, we're going to review a little bit about the globe and the hemispheres and the continents and the oceans. So, to start off, the globe is again a geographic representation of Earth. It's often shaped like a ball. Um, at the northernmost point is the North Pole. At the southernmost point of the globe is the South Pole. An imaginary line runs halfway between the North and South Pole. This is 0 degrees latitude. It's better known as the equator. Okay, here we have a compass rose that will help us with directions. So you'll see that north is to the top and south is to the bottom here. East is to the right and west is to the left. Everything that is located above the equator is considered the northern hemisphere. So if we took a saw and we sliced this globe in half, everything that is on top here, this is the northern hemisphere or half sphere. Okay, everything that is south of the hemisphere is the southern hemisphere. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the geographic features that are labeled on this map. So not only do we have the North Pole and the South Pole, but we also have the land masses of North America, which is entirely in the northern hemisphere, South America, that's located both in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, Antarctica, which is 100% south of the equator, and then we have Europe, which is 100% north of the equator. Okay, we're going to take a look at Africa here in a second. Okay, then when it comes to the oceans, the Arctic Ocean here is to the far north. The Pacific Ocean extends both north and south of the equator, so it's in both hemispheres, as well as the Atlantic Ocean is both in the northern and southern hemispheres. Then moving to our second map here, okay, here we see another line that divides the Earth in two. Okay, so not only do we have lines of latitude that go east and west, but we also have longitude lines that go north and south. So these do not go all the way across around the Earth. They go from pole to pole. So from the North Pole to the South Pole and going through Greenwich, England, is the prime meridian. This is 0 degrees longitude. Opposite of the prime meridian is the anti-meridian, or 180 degrees. Usually each of these lines is separated by 15 degrees or 30 degrees longitude on a map. Everything that is west of the prime meridian is considered the western hemisphere. Everything that is east of the prime meridian is considered the eastern hemisphere. Now let's take a look at some of the geographic features on this map. So here, starting off with land masses, we had previously discussed North America being all in the northern hemisphere, and South America being in the northern and southern hemispheres, and Europe being 100% in the northern hemisphere. Here we take a look at Africa, and you can see that Africa extends both north and south of the equator. And that as we go due east here, we get to Asia, and it appears that Asia is 100% above the equator. Now, one of the things that will get confusing sometimes is that these island nations are often considered part of Asia, but in modern terms, they've often been referred to as Oceania, which is not part of any of the continents. So the continents themselves are large land masses. So, for example, when it comes to Japan or Malaysia or Indonesia, they're often considered Asian countries, even though they're not on the Asian landmass. When it comes to waterways, you'll see the Arctic Ocean again to the far north, 100% in the northern hemisphere. And again, the Atlantic Ocean going both north and south of the equator. But here we have the Indian Ocean, and it also goes north and south of the equator. On the opposite side of North America, between North America and Asia, it's over here that you'd find the Pacific Ocean. Okay,